Well, let me ask, starting with Courtney, not to be a downer, what's the last thing that you're kind of stressing about or your biggest concern going into race day for yourself and the duties that you're going to have?
Honestly, I think my biggest duty on race day is just being his daughter more than anything, and just being support. And I think I get, if not as stressed, maybe more stressed than he does on race day, just worrying that first and foremost he's going to stay safe the entire time, but that the car is going to stay together, because there's nothing worse than seeing not only your dad but your entire team just bummed because the car didn't make it or something like that happened. So my biggest thing that I stress about prior to race day and all day race day is just that everything's going to go smoothly and that we have a flawless, safe day, not only for my own father but everybody involved, the pit crews, the co-driver, everyone out there. So it's definitely a safety matter more than any of my duties that I ever stress over. So
Sherry, I know you stress out. See you. I know. I've seen you on race day.
Right. I mean, the same thing that Courtney says. I want him to be safe, of course, but for me, being his wife, I always want to see him do well. So, I'm his biggest cheerleader. I want to see him shine. That's always been kind of like my role, is I'm his partner, and I'm the one that wants to make him great. I don't need any, spotlight on me or anything, but I want it all to be on him. I just, I want to see the company do well. I want to see, the guys enjoy it, on the crew, all the fans, I want them to be a part of it or feel like they're part of it too. And I know that it's a lot on his shoulders. It's a lot on the team's shoulders. It's a lot. And for me, that's a lot of pressure, for him. So I always want to make it easier for him to do great things, and whatever I could do to help him to get to that point, that's who I want to be.
Now, Larry, you're always going to answer that question all calm and cool. I know what you're going to say. But she brought up the fans. And this is kind of a new thing from my perspective. I mean, now you guys have real fans. I mean, I'm seeing people here late at night, 1, 2 in the morning around the campfire that are complete diehard Poison Spyder nuts. They know everything about you guys, I mean, I know you guys, and I don't know half the things that these people are educating me about you, and I'm like, well, these people are my friends, and I'm like, really? Wow, that's cool. I mean, you got guys tattooing Poison Spyder logos on themselves. Big ones. There's a guy with a giant one on his neck. These people love you guys.
It still blows me away. It blows me away. I mean, it's a dream job, of course. I mean, this is the coolest job a guy could ever have. I mean, I enjoy every minute of it, but it's still a job, and I'd say it's a lot of work. But the race program, it's a marketing tool, but it's selfishly it's a thing that I really enjoy doing. The week before the race, I wonder what the hell I'm doing every week, because it's pretty frantic. But the race program, I think, has helped with engaging people. Everybody in the shop, from the sander all the way across the other side of the shop to the welders to the fabrication guys, the shipping department, love to see the car in different stages of its build. They constantly come over at their breaks and ask questions and want to know what's going on. We shut down the shop on Friday, and everybody in the crew gets at Poison Spyder, 77 guys there. They'll all be out here. Most of them don't have any idea what this is or what it's all about, but I think they'll be blown away when they get here, I hope. But they're all behind it, and the racing has kind of engaged a lot of people, and that's probably the biggest stress factor for me, is that so many people have got their heart and soul into this that tomorrow at 8:24 when I go off the line, it's all up to me to not let these guys down, and that is probably the most stressful thing about racing in general. If they give me a great car and I screw it up like it on the qualifying, then I've let them down. I not only let down the guys that work on the car, but the guys that help me with the best parts. Everything on the car is the best part you can possibly buy. And if I destroy it, it's because I did something really dumb, and unfortunately it makes, you know, the part suppliers look bad because I did something bad, even though it's not their fault. It makes them look bad. So, and my goal is to not do that, of course. But the team is so into it that you know, we've had races where we've had some bad luck and things didn't go our way, and we probably should have just said, we're done, this is dumb to keep going. Just like finishing the qualifying course on a flat tire. It was probably dumb that I did it. And the difference between starting at 98th and 120th, if I didn't finish, is probably insignificant when you think about it, but I think the crew was happy that we were able to get a limped or broken car across the finish line. You can't imagine how many people I've talked to since qualifying day that said how cool it was that you know, we didn't give up and we kept going. That's kind of the theme. I think we had some obstacles to overcome the last couple races and managed to finish, and sometimes we finished with some of these overwhelming obstacles and actually won. So the crew is the never ever give up crew, and I just don't want to let them down. So that's what stresses me. That's what'll keep me up tonight. Trying to make sure that I don't let those guys down. So.